Hey guys, what's going on? Built Tough 1776 here. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Appreciate you subscribing. Um, this is my 1995 Chevy K1500, last year with the 350 TBI. As y'all could see, I normally don't start out videos like how I did. Freaking broken down truck. It's good to have it back on the channel. It hasn't been on in a while. I'm gonna get into what happened and the things I got done to get it fixed, and now she's on the road again. Let's hop in the cab and I'll tell you a story. Oh, nice Trump lanyard. All right, so what happened was I was just cruising along a little over a week ago on the highway going about 70, and it did its thing again where it would start shifting in and out of overdrive, and did this to me about a month ago. As you can see from the picture there, that's the first sign it had ever done that and started being unreliable. Was about a month ago. I've driven it about 15,000 miles for it to start giving me trouble. Well, that's a lie, 10,000, oops. Anyways, yeah, it did that to me about a month ago. It was going in and out of overdrive. And I mean, it wasn't like transmission, it was the lack of air and fuel. Point being, I thankfully, as you could see from the picture, I got it home and it died like right as I was pulling up. Thankfully, didn't die on the highway. And I got it towed. It sat for about a day, fired it up, and it ran completely smooth till about last week again, where it died. And this time it was at a stoplight. Point being, resuming to what I was telling you, is it was shifting in and out of overdrive on the highway going 70. And so I found my closest intersection to get off. And of course, there was no spot to turn to a parking lot or anything. Just a great red light that I could not go through, because there was too many cars to do that. Anyways, I knew once I would stop it for how I was running, it was gonna die and not start back up, because it did the same thing the first time. And what do you know? Freaking hit the stoplight, can't go anywhere. It was pedaling at like 400 RPMs, and then it just died. And it would not start back up. I tried once, I let it sit for 10 minutes, tried again, and still wouldn't do it. So then I finally called a tow truck and sat for over an hour in 100-degree weather, which was super fun with my hazards on. And finally the tow truck showed up. I tried starting it one more time and it still wouldn't start. And I wasn't gonna burn my starter out, because that's just stupid. Anyways, thankfully it was only 4 miles to the house. So they charged me $85 from 0 to 5 miles, and thankfully I was under 5, so it was only $85, which is still way overpriced. Freaking if it would have been out in the country, we would just had the Ram pull me home. But I changed that destination to a nice mechanic shop that's about half a mile from the house. I've only taken this thing to the mechanic like 3 times, with me and my dad try to get everything done ourselves so we don't have to spend extra money on this thing. And you'd be amazed with how much better quality parts and just how much money you save just doing it yourself at home versus paying for the labor, because that is actually just stupid. Anyways, we dropped it off at that shop. I had taken my truck there once before, because to get the hubs done when I first got the truck back in late 2018. Again, the alignment was horrible, and I mean, I could drive with a little bit of wiggle, but like this sucker, I was having to turn it at a freaking 90-degree angle both ways, not just one, before it even starts sensing that I was trying to turn. And then I'd actually get some steering in the wheel, which I ain't no doctor, but that ain't very safe. Yeah, but then we took it there, and they said the hubs were completely shot, like gone. So yeah, that's like the only time I took my truck to the mechanic there. And really, last time I took it to the mechanic 2 months ago was just to get AC done, exhaust leak, and a couple other things. But You already knew about that from the update on Mean Green a month ago. Anyways, let's go under the hood. And I'll actually show y'all what got done. All right, so we'll work our way up to the most exciting thing I got done at the end. Nothing like the smell of an old GM after it's been running. Ran it about an hour ago. Went it like 10, 20 miles, don't know. Just took it cruising, make sure it's still running good. So when I took the truck in, they told me, because you know they run a diagnostic for me, and that's a flat fee no matter what. And when they ran the diagnostic, it had 3 codes that popped up, and one of them was for that fuel pump relay, and the other 2 I'll get to in a sec. Oh, already off for me, okay. Yeah, fuel pump relay right there. That's this guy right here. It's controlled by your ignition module. So basically what it does is when you turn your ignition from off to any position except off, essentially on, it'll allow a current to go to your fuel pump to allow it to draw fuel so your motor can run. So another thing I got done was the engine coolant temp sensor, which is located right here. As you can see, it looks all nice and new. Could that dog just shut the hell up? Running my video. Sorry, I have coronavirus, it's okay. What this does basically is it reads how hot or cold your coolant is to tell the motor how rich or lean to run. And when this truck was fully warmed up when they drove it, well, they didn't drive it, they just, when they got it started, they just, you know, testing on it over here, giving it some nice taps to warm her up. Point being, when it was fully warmed up, this sensor right here was reading negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit for my coolant, so that might be a reason why it ran so goddamn rich. It's okay, buddy. So that's another thing I got fixed, engine coolant temp sensor. And finally, this guy back here behind the Edelbrock. All right, Quinn 1836, go grab the goddamn 45. That's it, sorry. New phone, I don't got no more telephoto lens. Anyways, our biggest boy, reason why it kept dying essentially, when they did the diagnostic on this truck, code 32 popped up, which if you don't know what that is, you can look it up, or I'm telling you right now. That is when your EGR, which is located right here. See that new shiny thing? Yeah, that's my new EGR. That costs so much goddamn money. Anyways, yeah, so that's my EGR right there. Apparently when it fails more than twice while your engine's running, the service engine soon light comes on, and that's when the code pops up. And occasionally my truck, ever since I've had it, never ran like what I told y'all earlier, but it occasionally the service engine soon popped up, and I was like, oh, the gauges are just silly, they don't know what they're talking about. But it did pop up when it died, so that could have been a reason right there. EGR just was finally fully shot and needed a new one. I really should have just deleted the EGR, but you know, I did the smart thing and just put it back. All right, so I got this from the interwebs on like some kind of Reddit, Chevrolet.com thing from a guy in 2003 that wrote some really nice stuff that describes whatever this stupid EGR bullcrap does. Basically, it's an exhaust gas to be introduced into the intake to cool the combustion chamber temperatures under load. This also prevents less toxic exhaust entering the environment. Oh, the poor environment. You think I really care about the environment? I'm driving this thing. I'm driving this goddamn thing. God, this pisses me off so badly. Like, I mean, you already know I've redid the freaking whole front end. But this back here behind the light bulbs, there's rubber sealing things so condensation doesn't get in. I did the right thing and didn't replace that, so it freaking fogs over and looks like garbage. Anyways, yeah, so that's the EGR. And what what I'm thinking is that the valve wasn't fully closed when I was going to start it, and that's why it would suck at starting, because it says right here that the EGR valve is supposed to be closed at idle, like when you're starting it up and all that, so it doesn't want to die. And then on throttle applications, the EGR valve will open by command from the PCM, another computer thing. So when I was going, the reason why I was driving my truck was because I was going to get this sensor right here, and this map sensor, which this might be another thing I still might need to replace. That map sensor basically is just a full-on computer for my throttle body, but I mean, they hooked it back up. This map sensor must be fine. I mean, it's still hooked to my EGR and it doesn't look too bad. I do remember I need to go back and look at some of my videos and see if I ever see a glimpse of my EGR to see how bad it looks. Anyways, the truck runs great now. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Appreciate y'all watching. Clean off that handprint. Appreciate y'all watching, and I'd love for y'all to give me some more ideas and stuff to do on my videos. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video on telling you all these cool facts like all the YouTubers do, and then they don't even start the goddamn truck. Like, you watch all these videos and get information and learn all this stuff, but they don't even start the goddamn truck to show you the symptoms they're talking about. So I'm gonna do the same thing and be cool like that.